Robert Kelly Trial Case by Christian Izzard. So, for our introduction, um, R. Kelly singer, R&B singer Robert Sylvester Kelly, otherwise known professionally as Robert Kelly or R. Kelly. The allegations date back to 1990s and they involve multiple women, many of whom were underage at the time of the alleged incidents. So today we're going to be connecting R. Kelly to our class. In the following presentation, I will be connecting Kelly's trial to the information that we learned through the units throughout the semester. One of these units being psychology and the law. Throughout chapter one of the course, we learned a vast amount of psychological concepts that were connected to criminology. We learned about why we have laws in the first place, how psychologists are used in the court system, and how our laws change over time, and many other things. So, what is Kelly's accusations? What exactly was Kelly accused of, and how does this relate to um, our course reading? So, as we've grown through the ages, one of the things that our society has decided to have protected is a person's right to turn down sexual encounters. This is something that's really important. Um, with an addition to this, we also made an age of consent. This is this is the age where a person can legally agree to having sex with someone. Those who cannot follow this rule will be punished by law. Next unit we talked about is theories of crime. Both genetic and psychological factors are emphasized in biological explanations of criminal behavior. Hereditary factors influence criminal behavior, but the mechanisms through which the influence is exerted are unclear. The most likely candidates involve neurotransmitters such as serotonin, and certain subcortical and cortical brain structures, particularly the frontal cortex, which is responsible for monitoring behavior, inhibition, inhibition, planning, and decision making. Another unit we went over is psychology of police. In this unit, we learned the legal definition of insanity and the requirements to be considered insane. Now, one question you might be asking yourself is, why would R. Kelly do such horrible things, allegedly? Sadly, we don't know why Kelly did such horrible acts. However, based on what we learned in the units, it can be a mixture of several factors. While I personally believe that R. Kelly may have some mental health issue problems, I do believe that he did commit these acts, understanding that what he was doing was wrong. Eyewitness to the crime. In this unit, we looked into the reliability of eyewitnesses. One particular documentary that came out that gained notoriety was Surviving R. Kelly. On the bottom left, I have a description of the said documentary. This documentary series reveres young women emerging from the shadows and uniting their voice against singer R. Kelly, celebrated as one of the greatest R&B singers of all time. R. Kelly's career has been plagued with rumors of abuse, pedophilia, and predatory behavior towards women. Now survivors are stepping forward to deal with new allegations about his physical, mental, and sexual abuse. More than 50 interviews with those who include civil rights activist Tarana Burke, musician John Legend, and Sparkle, talk show host Wendy Williams, and R. Kelly's family members shed light on the singer's controversial path. So why would we trust these witnesses? Now, everyone is considered innocent until proven guilty. One thing that we talked about in the unit chapter is, should we trust eyewitnesses, and should they have such a heavy regard when referring to the court system? Now, according to the documentary, many people knew that R. Kelly was doing these alleged crimes. So the question is, are they really telling the truth? Um, could they maybe be jealous of R. Kelly? Why would they wait so long to talk years later after the said allegations? Perhaps their memory isn't as good as they think. These are all things that we have to take into consideration. Evaluating criminal suspects. In this unit, we talked about false confessions and the role torture can play. One thing that R. Kelly tried to make very um, known to the public is the fact that he didn't um, do these actions. Um, this was something that he stressed in a very dramatic interview with Gayle King. Um, this interview would go viral across several social media platforms. However, many of the people did not believe Kelly's story. Traditional prosecution, arrest, bail, and plea. In this unit, we learned about the bail process and how bail is set. So, what was the verdict for R. Kelly? Well, after more than 50 years after more than 25 years of accusations and federal court trial in New York that lasted 7 weeks, R&B singer R. Kelly was found guilty of several charges. These charges include sexual exploitation of a child, bribery, racketeering, and sex trafficking involving 5 members. R. Kelly faces a possible sentence of 15 years to life in jail. Now, one thing I found out after doing researches was that R. Kelly would later be uh, tried again for other accounts, and he would be found guilty of those as well. So he's racking up a lot of years in jail ahead of him. So now, how can we connect this to the faith community? How can the faith community help in cases like this? So one thing that we can do is protect the innocent. We can be careful of people that we let children hang around. Another thing we can do is, with such a large community, it should be easier for us to spot out people with ill intent. Lastly, we can also pray for victims and help them with counseling. Victims go through a lot of mental and physical hardships, and we can all work together to help ease the pain. But you're probably wondering, why would we want to help the criminal too? Well, we're all God's children, and we all fall short sometimes. However, if we repent, we can be forgiven of our sins. The church can also help reform criminals. They can do this with counseling and prayer. And for those that live in jail, we can visit them and make sure that they are able to create a connection with God. It is our job to show love with everyone. So, our conclusion. Over the semester, I was able to learn a lot of things about psychology as well as the criminal justice system. With this knowledge, I can better understand criminals as well as grasp to understand why they commit crimes in the first place. While I'm not completely sure what specific psychology field I want to go into, it is always good to have a broad understanding of vast topics. Thank you.